What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with Liam. That was fast. Caught me off guard. Today, we are diving into Institute Season 1, Episode 4. Man, this was a good episode. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. If you're tuning back in, welcome back. We are a show about shows, never pretend to be experts. In this particular case, I have read the book for Institute. Liam has not. So I do have insight on how this story goes inside the book. I will tell you that the show is doing it slightly different. So there are some things that are happening that are not, in time with the book. And so that's been interesting to see. And as you tune in with us, we'd love to hear from you. So in the comment sections, how you do that. If you like the video, hit the like button. And if you want to keep joining us, hit subscribe. But without further ado, we'll see you down in the comments. We're going to kick this episode off.
Tim was kind of spiraling there at the beginning, searching for those answers.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think's going on with that?
I think he misses being a detective, and this just got him in the door. Well, an officer anyway.
Yeah, he was not a detective.
Whatever he was. Yeah. I think he misses that, and just being the Night Knocker right now is gotten him back into that headspace again. And when he sees something go terribly wrong or some kind of injustice, he wants to fix it. And so he really wants to figure out what Anne, is that her name?
Orphan Annie, yeah.
Yes. He wants to figure out how she ended up dying.
Correct.
And nobody believes her except the female cop, which is surprising because she was kind of bitchy at the beginning. And I think that's more defensive, but still, it is fun to see her coming along to his side. But I feel like she's some kind of institute plant or asset.
This episode gave me those vibes as well. There was a couple of times where he's talking to her about Anne and about what she said about the institute. And the vibes that I got from her were very reminiscent of the reporter, where either she's like kind of blowing it off as it's nothing, or she's like, but if you do figure something out, please let me know. So I like the first one to know kind of thing, because obviously we need to know those things and cover it up. So I definitely got those vibes from her as well, from the other deputy. But I will agree with you to go back. Tim's a hero. He has that run towards gunfire in him, right? He has that natural built into him, and so he's a good cop. That also is he's human, and so he also gets himself in trouble in Sarasota when he runs towards danger, but it's also been drinking, and that's how he gets in trouble in the first place. And now in this, as we're seeing as he progresses, and now he's taking on this job he's way overqualified for, he really does have that still inside of him, but I believe, he doesn't ever say this and it's not ever directly given to us, but I believe he's punishing himself, right? He did this thing and he feels like now he doesn't deserve to have good. And so he's literally punishing himself. But at the same time, you hit the nail on the head, it doesn't change who he is. And so when someone's in trouble or something's going wrong, he's going to do whatever he can to make it right. Saves the dude at the gas station. Very curious about what's going on with Annie, all to the point where he is investigating the institute, right? He just took the Jeep and went all the way there to go figure out what's going on. So he's definitely got that drive. So I would agree with him.
I also really like how they took the opportunity in this episode to use Luke to explain the progression, because last episode I was talking about how I didn't understand the different levels of TK, TP, PC, that kind of stuff, right? And when he was being tortured, they kind of use that as a way to explain the different progressions, because when he's being tortured, he's like, I'm not even TK positive right now. He's lining up, but man, did he take a suffering to stick to his guns with that. Yeah. Good on him, because that is a over elaborate version of a bag over the head type thing that CIA or special operations or anyone may have used to interrogate.
It's pretty common, especially X-Men or any kind of mutant style hero, a comic book origin like that, where a person's latent abilities are brought to the surface and amplified through trauma or through a near-death experience. That's what Hendrickson is trying to reproduce. Now, Tony is sadistic and likes torturing people, so he's enjoying what he's doing.
Oh yeah, he's a fuck.
The doctor, he's just trying to unlock latent potential, right? That's what he's trying to do. I don't think he enjoys torturing the kids, but he definitely believes that his work is crucial to the safety of humanity, the safety of the world, the future, is based on this. But as we learn too, a lot of the tests that he's doing with the pinks, like we see him doing with Luke.
The pinks.
Yeah, so people who are not TK positive or TP positive. Okay. They're not necessarily powerful yet.
I don't think I've heard that term.
He calls them pinks.
Okay.
He does refer to him definitely in the book a lot, but he does do it a couple episodes back. He's talking to...
Maybe it wasn't that big of a deal when it was brought up where I kind of just brushed it off.
Yeah, it's how they refer to the expendable, the weaker of the people they bring in. They don't have the high enough BDNF like levels.
So like Pinky Mice?
Experiment. And so what they do, they run them through additional testing that isn't like part of the actual curriculum that they do to enhance their abilities. So that's what they're doing with Luke. And they've done it so many times that Dr. Henderson's like, at this point, you've unlocked your TP. It always happens. At this point, you have it. You're lying to us. Like, we know this. And that's, why they proceed to torture him and suffocate him and do all the things that they do to try to get him to admit it.
I think it's Tony's fault for why he's in this test, because we got to rewind a little bit here, because we've got the new kid, the bully, the football star, and the twins. We had them come in.
Yeah.
And the whole reason he got put into that extra freaking test is when he saw the bully go ahead and he had a precog freaking experience. He saw the future before it happened. And Tony realized that.
I think, and Luke brings it to our attention when he's talking to Avery. He says to Avery, when he's at the ice machine, and then Tony shows up, he's like, I think I screwed myself. There's no reason why I would have known those things. There were guards way closer who heard nothing, right? So definitely they're aware that he's lying.
Tony knows it, but Hendrix isn't 100% because he's like, nobody's going to be able to resist what he just went through. He went through seven layers of it or whatever, because each progression is like, 15 seconds, 30 seconds.
It doubles, yeah.
Yeah.
You also got to think too, like, Tony is an orderly and he is there to manage people. He's not there for the science, where the doctor's there for the science. And he's looking at the screens, looking at the number, he's monitoring to see what's happening to him, and he's not getting the things he wants. And so for him, he just doesn't have the data he wants. It doesn't work. It's not working for him because Luke's resisting hard. Luke's way stronger mentally than they gave him credit for. Not just incredibly a genius, but also very resilient. So that one thing I just wanted to bring back up too is the thing with Harry and the precog. That is the series show. That's an original. The whole thing with Harry and the twins and all that stuff, that happens, but it's not it's not a vision that Luke has. All the kids are just in the cafeteria together, and Harry loses his shit and ends up killing one of the twins, and then also like seizes up and basically dies too.
They lied about it too.
Oh, Sigsbee lied right to their face, gaslit them like anybody who tells you different is lying, and you need to report them to me right away.
Yeah.
Have fun. Enjoy your breakfast. Dude, she's done a great job playing like this emotionless, creepy character.
Fascist bitch.
Yeah.
Holy
Which
fuck.
is a big difference because I grew up with her being
Weeds.
Yes. Yeah. So
ditzy, but still
different.
kind of clever.
yeah. What was Nancy? Wasn't it?
Nancy, yeah.
Way different. Yeah. So anyway,
That was such a good series.
phenomenal. Until I got broken after
Yeah.
season 4, but yeah, I think they're doing a great. Like I said, that was very different in the book than it happened. But I think again, they're doing such a great job adapting into the series because now, with us as the viewer, have actually seen Luke's precog ability, his ability to like see things before they happen, which again, like very different than what's in the book. But I agree that you said earlier that they use Luke to explain things, and I think they do a great job with that. Like his abilities and what he can do and the way his genius mind works and the way he explains things to us really helps us like fill in those gaps that necessarily the book does, but the show hasn't yet. He's the gap filler.
And Avery was able to make connection to the back half.
He's my favorite.
Is he?
He really is. Avery's such the man, dude.
Is he just as cool in the book too?
Yeah, I mean, in the book, he is the strongest of them, but he's also so young and is just such an innocent little kid.
Yeah, every time we see him in the show now, he's got a more expansion of his powers.
The thing that we're not seeing is that they're constantly testing them behind the scenes.
I think they're not showing it because he's such a young kid.
He also is not a pink. His BDNF levels are high, and so they are not allowed to subject him to the other tests.
Oh,
Not allowed. They can only do the tests that enhance and like make him better.
okay.
So, because some of the tests that they're giving, like Luke and those guys, are actually stripping their powers or capping them. They're scared of them.
Really?
So what they're doing is they're manipulating their powers. Some of the tests are unlocking stuff, and then some of them are almost putting like a cap on it, so that if they were to try to use it, they wouldn't be able to use it by themselves at a certain level. But there's so much more to come that I don't want to ruin. But yes, right now, those tests are hurting them more than helping them.
We don't know that yet, though, in the series.
You should at this point.
Really?
Maybe not outright, but you like some of these tests are killing these kids. They're not helping them.
Well, we saw that with the big bully, that was hurting him. But they haven't explained that it's to cap them or limit them or...
Then I may have given you some information from the book that I have that I shouldn't have. But yeah, like these tests are like Avery doesn't get these tests. So therefore Avery's not limited in any way.
I feel like the series is lagging for the information. Like they're making us really question shit and then they'll spoon feed us later on.
I have a feeling season 1's only going to be half of the first book, because there are things that have crucially happened inside the book at this point that have not even happened at all inside the show. The show is much slower paced than the book.
Okay, so let's get back to Avery. Avery was able to connect and he was able to bring Luke with us.
That's new.
That was really cool. So when we're in the back half, we got to see Iris just like completely falling apart. She is gone as a person. She is a shell.
Yeah.
And they're all getting that way.
Yeah, back half is not at all what they promised, and they got to see that in real time.
Well, when they're talking to her, what's her name? The one that they connected with. Sha. Yes.
Alicia, but they call her Shaw.
Sha. So when they're talking to her, she's making it sound like it's better in the back half. But Luke sees through that.
Yeah, so she said this better because there are no more injections, no more tests, and there's no more tokens either. So all the things that you used to have to be good for to pay, you just get for free. Cigarettes, booze, candy, food, anything that you want to distract you and keep you in that escaped world that keeps you docile, they'll give it to you for free now. And then the only thing that you have to do in back half is go to the movies. And so they have these designated times where they have to collectively go sit and watch a movie, which I won't tell you what the movies are or anything yet, but that's like their big job in back half.
Well, I figured that the movies are going to be how they control actual events as a collective. And then putting together that the hum is where they go when they're completely broken. Or am I wrong on that? That's what I'm feeling right now.
Avery hasn't seen through the door that says cover yet.
Off. Okay. That's where they left off, was leading. I can finally see in there. I saw it through Mo's memory.
Okay, so you're going to learn about what happens to the children when they go to recovery next episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited about. But we also got Mo freaking finally helping.
Yeah. Again, I told you she was an interesting character, and they're finally kind of paying off some of the things that she does in the book.
Yep.
I have a feeling that her arc is going to be how they end season 1. Like Mo's arc inside of the story is going to be the cliffhanger they leave us on at the end of this season. I have a feeling, because we're 4 episodes in and we're pretty far behind where we would need to be to have book 1 be season 1. So that's my prediction. Sigsbee caught Hendrickson, and now they're going against Stackhouse together. She's kind of manipulating him, and he didn't get any. He wasted his poor pill.
That was actually kind of funny.
Yeah. She scares him, like, bad.
Yeah. I think he likes the advantages of meeting up with her, but at the same time, he never would have approached her. It was a her approach him thing, like, hey, I could use something right now kind of thing, and they set something up.
It's professional, like, arrangement. It's
fucking weird.
Yeah. No, I think that this is really starting to, one, give us insight and context on more behind the scenes of what the Institute is, what they're actually doing with these kids, more of the bigger picture. Which, they purposely start us off with almost no information, and we've got these kids locked away, and they're being told that they're part of this elite training to save the world, right? And that they're chosen to be soldiers of this great purpose. And now we're learning more and more. And the book is so good, and they're adapting it so well that even the things that are off, that don't match up, still feel like we can make it work. There's some, I don't want to talk about it in full yet. At the end of the season, we can do a full back and forth on it. That way I don't ruin anything. There's something that happened last episode that's really not sitting well with, just because it should have never happened and it doesn't happen. And it changes the way the whole timeline works out. And so I'm just like, how are they going to rectify that? How are they going to, who's going to fill that role now? That's what I'm just trying to figure those things. If you read the book, you probably know what I'm talking about, but
if you've read the book, put a 1 in the comments. If you have not read the book, but they're watching the show with us, put 2 in the comments, please.
Yeah. But no, we got some really exciting stuff still to come. And the way that they're adapting Avery's powers, like to being able to control the dog, being able to actually go through his eyes and be in back half instead of just communicating with her, pretty cool.
I feel like Mo knew it was happening too, because it looked like she almost gave permission in a look. Or did I read too much into that?
I don't think they've never met someone like Avery. Like, they've never had someone who can do what he can do. They've always been low powered. I don't think they really understand what Avery's doing just yet.
So you don't think Mo realized what he was doing?
I think that she knows that he's powerful, probably knows that he's using his power, but I don't think she knows exactly what he's doing.
So in that scene, my first thought was, oh, maybe Mo's clever than I realize. And she's like, because they can't talk openly except for a couple different spots. She mentions just a playground by that water fountain in that little nook, right? So I was wondering, like, in that scene, is she like sending him a message for him to relay to Luke later so she can keep herself out of it?
I mean, that'd be a pretty clever way to use Avester, isn't it?
Yeah. Easter?
They call him that in the book.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to see what is behind in Recovery. I know it's going to be twisted and fucked up. And
Stephen King, nothing about this is not going to be dark.
Yeah, I know that. But what I'm excited for is Luke's problem-solving skills around.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited for.
Well, right now, the biggest dilemma Luke is dealing with is the fact that they are aware that he has unlocked his latent abilities, which means that he has literally a ticking clock before he goes to back half now. And so him, Nikki, and Avery spent quite a bit of this episode kind of planning and talking about like what they need to do, because now they have this ticking clock on when Luke will be gone.
Well, Sigsbee sees Luke so much as a threat that she is forcing or attempting to force him to get there early.
Yeah.
She wants it done with and the headache over because she knows he's going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. No, she even took him out in the rain and tried to like reason with him, but he's too smart. He's playing 4D chess with everybody else who's playing regular chess.
I loved his explanation of people.
How so? What was so great about it?
What he was talking about the chess player, right?
Yeah.
And he was using that to explain people's personalities. Like if they were more open, he would play, more open, he would play more aggressive and more chaotic to throw them off.
Yeah.
And then if they were the opposite, then he would play more reserved and hold tight to a strict formula type thing in order to throw them off their game.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool, his explanation of people.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh shit, yeah, that makes complete sense. I never heard that before, and I kind of love that.
I love that at the end of each one of the explanations, he goes, and then I win. Like, did you notice that?
Yeah.
It's like, you do this, then I do this, and then I win. You do this, then I do this, and then I win. He's like, he knows what he's doing. Yeah, for sure. Luke is a phenomenal character, but again, man, like, of all the kids and characters that you meet,
Avery, you're going to say,
Avery's the man, dude.
I know.
He's like a truly superpowered kid. It's pretty cool.
At first, it felt off having, as old as he is, play the younger 14-year-old type thing, right?
In the book, he's 12. They aged him up for the show, and then obviously the character's even older in real life.
I want to say that the actor is doing such a good job playing that character in my eyes. Yeah. Maybe because I don't know different because of the book, I don't know. But the way I see him in the show as this being the only experience of that character, I think he's a great fit for it, seriously.
Yeah.
They all are.
No objections on the casting or performance. I think this has been great so far. Again, just the only thing is that it's different than the book, but not bad. That's the only thing.
I just want to see Death get his just desserts.
Episode 4 was my favorite so far. I think that this series is doing a great job, and I'm excited to see how they adapt the rest of this season. So let us know what you guys thought of this episode down below. Let us know what you think of the series so far. If you have read the book, make sure to drop a 1 down in the comments. And as always, just do not spoil what is to come. As the only thing that tell us we're wrong, tell us we're right, tell us anything else you want to tell us. Just please don't spoil it for us or anyone else who be checking in and viewing with us. We really do enjoy experiencing it in real time. And so without further ado, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you on one of these amazing videos. Peace.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were, you've already come far.